Nvidia's stock went up over 200% in a single year. Everybody knows that story. But here's what most people missed. The company Wall Street is now calling the next Nvidia isn't building chips for AI. It's building the memory those chips desperately need. And without it, every AI model you've ever used would grind to a complete halt. That company is Micron. And the smart money is quietly piling in. Let's rewind for a second. When the AI boom exploded, everyone fixated on Nvidia. Makes sense. Their GPUs are the engines powering ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, basically every major AI system you can name. Nvidia became the face of the AI revolution, and their valuation soared into the trillions. But here's the thing about engines. They're useless without fuel. And in the world of AI, that fuel is memory. Specifically, a type of memory called HBM, high bandwidth memory. It's the stuff that lets AI chips actually process the insane amounts of data they need to think, predict, and generate. And here's where Micron enters the picture. Micron is one of only 3 companies on the planet that can manufacture HBM at scale. 3. Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. That's it. The entire AI industry is dependent on a supply chain controlled by essentially 3 players. And right now, demand is so far outpacing supply that customers are booking orders years in advance. So when Wall Street looks at Micron, they're not just seeing a memory chip company. They're seeing a critical bottleneck in the most important technology build-out of our generation. And bottlenecks, when you're on the right side of them, tend to be extraordinarily valuable. Okay, so let's actually dig into why Micron is being compared to Nvidia specifically, because this comparison isn't random. It comes down to a few very concrete things. First, the HBM opportunity. Traditional memory, the kind that's been in your laptop or phone for years, is kind of a commodity business. Prices fluctuate, margins are thin, it's brutal. But HBM is different. It's technically complex to manufacture, it requires specialized stacking processes, and it commands dramatically higher prices. We're talking about memory that sells for roughly 3 to 5 times more per gigabyte than standard DRAM. And AI companies aren't just buying a little of it. They're buying it by the truckload. Every single Nvidia H100 and H200 GPU, the ones that data centers are spending billions to acquire, requires HBM. The next generation Blackwell chips need even more of it. So as Nvidia sells more GPUs, Micron sells more HBM. They're essentially riding the same wave, just from a different surfboard. Second, Micron is catching up fast on the technology side. For a while, SK Hynix had a significant lead in HBM. They were Nvidia's primary supplier. But Micron has been investing aggressively, and their latest HBM3E chips have actually received strong reviews. Some analysts say they're outperforming competitors on power efficiency. That matters a lot because power consumption is one of the biggest headaches for data centers right now. Cooler, more efficient memory chips are genuinely valuable. Micron has also publicly said that their HBM capacity is sold out through 2025, and they expect it to remain constrained well into 2026. Think about what that means. They know exactly how much revenue is coming. It's almost like a subscription, predictable, growing, and with pricing power they've never had before in this industry. Third, and this is the part that often gets overlooked, Micron isn't just an HBM story. They're also a major player in NAND flash storage, the kind used in data centers for AI training and inference workloads. As AI systems get more sophisticated, they need to store and retrieve more data, faster. Micron benefits from that too. So you've got multiple tailwinds hitting simultaneously. Now, is Micron without risk? Absolutely not. The memory industry is historically cyclical. There have been brutal downturns before where prices collapsed and companies bled cash. China is also a significant market for Micron, and geopolitical tensions have already caused disruptions. China previously banned some Micron products from critical infrastructure, which stung. Currency swings, manufacturing delays, a potential slowdown in AI spending. These are all real risks. But here's what's different this cycle. The demand isn't coming from consumers buying new phones or laptops. It's coming from trillion-dollar tech companies with almost unlimited capital budgets, racing against each other to build out AI infrastructure. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta. They are not slowing down. They are competing for dominance in what they all believe is a once-in-a-generation technological shift. That's a fundamentally different demand driver than anything Micron has faced before. So what does all of this actually mean going forward? A few things. For the technology industry broadly, this reinforces just how physical and constrained the AI build-out really is. We talk about AI like it's software, like it's invisible. But underneath every chatbot and every image generator is a very real supply chain with very real bottlenecks. Whoever controls those bottlenecks holds enormous power. For Micron specifically, analysts at firms like Morgan Stanley and Bank of America have been raising price targets, pointing to HBM revenue that could grow from a few $100 million to several billion in the span of just a couple of years. That kind of revenue inflection is exactly what happened to Nvidia before its monster run. Will Micron be the next Nvidia? Maybe not in terms of cultural recognition. Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang has become almost a celebrity at this point. But in terms of being a foundational, irreplaceable supplier to the AI economy, Micron is building a very compelling case. The companies that built the railroads didn't always get as famous as the ones who rode them, but they got paid every single time a train ran. That's what Micron is positioning itself to be in the AI era. The infrastructure you can't see, but absolutely cannot do without. And if you're a YouTube creator yourself, check out CPM Scout at cpmscout.com. It shows you exactly which topics pay the highest CPM so you can make smarter videos. Link in the description.